Hey, how you doing? It's Dan McDonald, and I am the Life Regenerator here on YouTube. And today we are celebrating 175,000 subscribers. And if you're one of those 175,000 people, I really want to thank you very much for your love and your support over the years. We're moving into a new phase, that's all I can say, but I'm continuing on in my personal journey with a deeper level of understanding of how beneficial these raw foods are. I'm at a place right now where I'm really experiencing miraculous transformation. Some people call it discipline, but what I think that is that as I continue to love myself more, I make it easier and easier to consume the foods that actually are supportive of that type of energy flowing through my body. I've noticed that over the years, that it's really easy to stay on a super clean, high raw foods diet when you're in a good mood and everything's going your way. But what I had to learn over the years was that even when things didn't go my way, I was personally committed to 100% raw. And so I had to learn how to not use food to stuff my face when I wasn't feeling good or I was feeling like emptiness, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of emptiness going on in the world today because we've got a world full of material possessions, we've got a lot of food, we've got a lot of money, we've got a lot of toys, we've got a lot of everything, but sometimes what we're really lacking is that sense of self-love and that inner peace, where really what's funny, as I feel more and more of that in my own experience, it makes it a lot easier to let go of the need to chase things in this world or to be more than I am right now, and instead really drop into a creative process. What I've realized recently is that abundance comes out of creativity. So I'll hear people say, I need to make more money. And what I say under my breath, I don't try to correct anyone, even my loved ones or anyone, unless they ask me. And of course, you might not be asking me either, but what I'm saying is that abundance, financial and otherwise, comes out of creativity. So when someone says, I need to make more money, I say to them under my breath, you need to be more creative. So I can remind myself, because that's how I started out on the YouTube about 6 years ago, just slapping up videos. You know, I still had my day job, cleaning the windows and that type of thing. But then when I started making videos, I was having so much fun and creating. Now I was a starving artist, of course. The first couple years, I didn't make a dime. I did a few, I did a few consults. I think they were like $60 an hour back then. And also after about a year on the YouTube, I think we got the Google ad partnership, and we would make like $400, $600. We'd get so excited, you know. And that's when we were living in the RV. And so now I'm just really focusing on creativity. Of course, you all saw me go through that phase where I was selling a lot of stuff just because I was old school, man. You know, I didn't know the more modern marketing techniques, which I'm still not an expert at, but I had to kind of tighten up my game a little bit and find out new and different and better ways to just drive traffic to the places that I needed to go, and then the people would figure out whether they wanted to buy my products or not. So for the last couple of years, I've been like shoving DVDs and stuff in your face like that. So I've also gotten more real creative with that, also more confident with it. I think that a lot of people saw over the years, oh, he's got a chink in his armor, because a lot of people are guilty about money or they're lacking self-love. And if they have that type of personality where they're looking for the chinks in your armor, they want to stab you there, they'll leave the comment down below, or tons of people make videos about me, which is totally awesome, you know what I mean? Because a lot of my friends are like, YouTube's really hard on you, Dan, you should quit. And I'm like, well, YouTube is really hard on me, but that's only because of who I am. You know what I mean? And they are forcing me to look at the areas in my life that need to be shored up. Because when you love yourself and when you accept yourself 100%, 100% of the world can hate you. And you'll never turn on yourself. You'll never stop loving yourself. You'll never stop accepting yourself exactly for who you are. And that's been one of the challenges for me. And that's been the beauty of the YouTube, is to learn. And I don't think I've mastered it yet, but I've come a long way. Thankfully. You know what I mean? thankfully, that I just have to learn how to accept myself. And I share this with you because I know for a fact that the vast majority of people have not completely and fully accepted themselves. Oh, if my butt was a little smaller. The dude says, oh, if I just had more money, then I could get the girl. Not really, bro. You'll get the girl, then she'll inspire you, then you'll get more money. You know what I'm saying? And it's the creativity, it's the flow, it's loving yourself and keeping your heart open. That's the direction we're moving here. Now, of course, the food thing, I've got that at a whole new level here with talking about alkalinity, detoxification, regeneration, the damage that's being done to the brain, the damage that's being done to the blood vessels, the damage that's being done to the GI tract, to the organs, to the glands, because of the foods that are being consumed. Even our big top-notch health educators are telling you to eat crap that is junk, and it's not good. And that's why I'm going to continue to promote the raw living foods, and I'm going to continue to evolve and change and grow and adapt and grow younger and grow clearer and detoxify and regenerate my brain, which is my biggest area of expertise, is neuroplasticity, brain detoxification, removing the protein plaquing, the carbohydrate plaquing, the fat plaquing, the fat plaquing, and you get the tumors, and you get the boils, and you get the abscesses, and you get the cancers of the lymph system. And then you've got the carbohydrates where you get the inflammation in your brain from the processed carbohydrates. You get the inflammation in your heart and all your blood vessels. You put your pancreas out because of the insulin levels are way too high. And then you also get the excess protein, which leads to inflammation, pain, stiffness. That's why I'm talking about, the green juices and the fruits. That's where DTM rolls. And if I need to eat a meal, it's going to be a salad with some culturized nuts, because I believe in the vitamin E, I believe in the essential fats for healthy skin, hair, a real balanced approach. That's what I've been sharing over the years. Yeah, I've had a lot of learning and growth, of course. You know, when I pulled the fat back into my diet, I went way too high for a long time, but to balance myself out, to find out that fat is not bad. Cooked fat, now that sucks. And if your gallbladder's out of shape and you don't have good digestion, then you probably won't digest fat well. But it turns out that I digest fat really, really well when I need that. But my favorite foods for energy and regeneration and amplification of the brain, and also the highest vibration, is fruits. Highest vibration. But I don't neglect the leafy greens because they have the concentrated minerals, the chlorophyll that I need to balance out the sugars of the fruits, which are more hybridized and not as natural. Like today, what I did is I was out walking in the woods and there's this wild apple tree. Well, what happens is all I did was have 3 apples and I was full. And that was after hiking like 10 miles and having no breakfast. And I had these 3 apples around 1 o'clock. Everyone needs to figure out what works best for them, but I eat a couple of very moderate meals, and usually they're juice meals because I'm going to another level, which I've realized that I'm just going to have to be true to myself and educate you to the best of my ability. But this is high level stuff. This is brain regeneration. This is cellular regeneration at the highest levels, and you're just simply not going to get there with cooked food. You're simply not going to get there overeating every day. It's going to be moderation of the freshest so that your body can absorb it. And your body can utilize it and metabolize it fully and then eliminate it, so that it's really just chemical stimulation that you're getting from the food. But the nerves and the brain and the heart, so the nerves and the brain and the heart, which are like harvesting cosmic radiation from the sun, from the electromagnetic energy of the earth. I go out into the woods barefoot and tromp around. You know what I mean? I breathe in the fresh air. I'm up here in Ashland. It's cold. The air is alkaline. I got the fireplace going, but I go out and I breathe that fresh air and I get my blood purified. And I just eat very, very moderately, mostly juice. That's just my thing because it goes straight into the blood. I get the alkalinity which I need to really regenerate myself with those alkaline minerals, because the alkaline minerals penetrate into the cytoplasm of the cell. The nucleus being the the acid or the male or the yang aspect, so that that nucleus can really generate ATP. Bam, bam, bam. So the cells are just alive with life. But once we start to consume too much acid-forming foods, or we're not digesting and eliminating everything, the cytoplasm, which is the female part of the cell, which is the yin part of the cell, which is the alkaline part of the cell, the nucleus is acid, and the cytoplasm is the alkaline. And once the alkalinity of that cell starts to be diminished, it does no longer conduct electricity. And the electricity is coming from your nervous system, and your heart is the most important thing. So that's why I have been continuing to work on myself, to learn to love myself, to learn to love God, which is the same thing, and also to learn to love people and life and everything, and learn to love the challenges that arise and look at them. And like today, I saw the challenges in my life, and it was so funny. I was meditating for about an hour and a half on this grass in the sun next to this river, and my mind was kind of going over all my challenges and struggles and everything else. And then, but what happened is, in that state of meditation, I think I got into a really high state of the theta meditation, and finally it just came on, and I started laughing. I started laughing because I was just looking down at all the problems of the Dan's programmed ego brain, and my spirit looked down, and my spirit started laughing, and then the Dan started laughing because he knew that he was that spirit, and it was hilarious. And ever since that time, it was this huge release that my spirit actually enjoys the challenges of being human. And that was a profound revelation for me today, and so awesome. And I've carried that with me throughout the rest of the day. I'm in the kitchen here making some videos for my new website coming up, and having a great time doing that. I've got some, I'm going to do a video here for the YouTube, that's the coconut hazelnut yogurt coming up. I love the cultured foods. Right now I'm going to another level. And do you want to know how I'm doing it? Green juices and enzyme therapy. I'm using the enzymes, and they're working very, very powerfully. That's a plug for my homeboy Lou Corona, who's just an awesome dude, and he made these enzymes super powerful. And I've been working on the protein plaquing because of the years of being a bodybuilder. I was eating protein, so much protein you can't even believe how many chicken breasts I would eat in one sitting, or how much filet mignon, or I would go to this Indian restaurant and get all you can eat for $5. The dude hated me. He'd always try to sell me a drink because that was the only way they made money. The food is so salty that you have to buy their drinks, whether it's like beer or mango lassi or whatever. I would never buy the drinks. I'd come in there and I'd pay $4.95 for all you can eat, and I'd eat probably like $20 or $30 worth of chicken. Now, at the time, I thought I was doing the right thing, but what happens is I left a lot of protein plaquing, and that's an acidic inflammation in the brain, which actually leads to things like dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Okay, and it also leads to flaccid, because everything gets clogged up. That protein plaquing clogs up the blood vessels. It occludes the heart, so it keeps you from having maximum cardiovascular potential. It also clogs up the neurons in your brain. So right now, after that protein loading, and then what I did, I took the same damn thing when I went on the raw food diet and didn't know any better, and I'd eat like a pound of unsoaked almonds. Duh. So what happens is I built up this major protein plaquing in my body. So now I'm using the green juices and slamming them. My favorite one is like coconut and wheatgrass, or coconut and kale, or coconut and cilantro, or coconut, celery, cucumber, cilantro, because then I use that coconut water, which really delivers, bam, it delivers all those alkaline minerals into the cells, because that coconut water is one of the lightest, most purest, most structured water. And when you get that water like that, that's why I like the fruits and vegetables, because you can hardly find good water anymore. Now up here in the Pacific Northwest, there's a few really good springs, but for a lot of people, you can't get good water. You're drinking this crap out of the tap. And of course, this is actually good water, because this comes straight from a lithium hot spring, actually. So this is really good water. It's great to bathe in. That's why I come here, to get the fresh air in Ashland, to get the pure living water here that I can bathe in, drink, wash my stuff in, and everything else. But the water that's in the coconuts, in the fruits and vegetables, it's distilled, it's structured. And when you have a good high quality juicer like this, I don't recommend the centrifugal as much. If you're just getting started, yes, use a centrifugal juicer, do your thing, get the carrots, get the cucumber, get the apple, get the ginger, and get the daily juicing habit in you. But as you evolve, get a more high quality juicer. One of the best ones here is the Green Star that I've got right here. That's all I've been using. I gave up the other ones. I still love them. I mean, the Omega travels well, but after a while, when you get into the quality of the juices, you're pretty much going to end up with a juicer like the Green Star Elite, and then you're going to have the maximum extraction and maximum nutrient density. So the raw foods is just a passion and a love of mine. And what's amazing is that I don't care what's going on out there in the whole damn scene. It don't mean nothing to me, because it ain't even that. I can't go there. I can't do that myself. I already did do that. I tried the cooked foods, the steamed this, the everything else. It doesn't work the way that the living foods work for me. That's my personal experience. If you want to change your life, if you want to change your body, if you want to keep your teeth in your head, if you want to keep your hair on your head, if you want to have beautiful skin and unlimited energy, that's my problem. I have too much energy. That's why these videos are so long. That's why my girlfriend complains, you got too much energy. I'm on fire, but I don't want to lose that energy. What I'm learning how to do now is just channel it. And mostly with the mind, but also with the heart and also with the body, learning to sit still and channel that energy like a master and really learn how to focus my mind. The brain burns up the most amount of food of all. That's where you're burning up a lot of energy, that and digestion of all the foods that everybody's eating. That's why I just love juice. I just drink the juice. Later, I'm out of here. I'm on my bike. I'm out for a run. I'm going to the gym. Just on juice. Yes, I'm thin as you can get out. But what happens is you grow younger and younger and younger and younger as you saturate with alkalinity. That's why the green juices are awesome. That's why the fruits are so awesome, because the fruits make you cute and the herbs make you beautiful, and the nuts and seeds will keep you tight and vigorous, because the nuts and seeds feed your glands, especially your reproductive organs, when you get the higher amounts of different types of minerals. That's why fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, a balanced approach. I don't give a crap about macrobiotics. I don't give a crap about no cooked carbohydrates. I don't give a damn about some cooked fats, and I sure as heck don't want no cooked protein, because all that food is damaged. So all these health educators, it just doesn't work for me. You see? Because I am at a high level of super sensitivity, and I must continue to evolve and grow and stick to my own. 14 years ago, bam, some people have a resistance to this, but I was literally visited by a light. Of course, I've tried to get back to Shangri-La ever since. It happened to me one time, maybe like almost 20 years ago. I was visited by the light, and it was the most perfect day, and then I ate Thai food and it went away. That was rule number one. It happened again when I read the Gospel of Peace. Bam, visited by the light, the perfection, the warmth, the totality, the completeness, the wholeness, the perfection was there again. And then it happened another time right after I went raw, when I was riding my bike through Mexico, down the coast of Mexico, from Yuma all the way down to Marahuaca, Mexico. That was an interesting trip, mostly on avocados. But one day I found a bag of oranges for $1, slapped that onto the back of my bike, and just ate oranges one day and rode like 120 miles in 120 degree heat. And when I was done, my eyes, I couldn't believe, my eyes were like oceans of power. I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, dude, like I remember getting to that place, but it's only when the blood is really clean and clear. And I had just ate oranges and rode 120 miles through the desert, blazing hot. And so my blood was pure. I sweat out all the toxins, and the oranges were pure. And then what happened again, I was in that phase of life where you go, oh, if somebody offers you something, you should take it. So these dudes offered me, like, I didn't eat the fish, but they offered me the fried potatoes with the salsa, and I actually did drink a beer at that time. Now, mind you, that was probably 12 or 13 years ago. I don't remember. But anyways, then I went from that place where I saw my eyes, and the clarity was so amazing that was just, I was filled with light. And then I ate the fried potatoes that they had fried in the grease. And that was just at the beginning of my raw food thing. I didn't eat the fish because they still had the eyeballs. So only after I went raw, I only ate meat a couple times after that. And that's been one of the things, that's the most easiest thing to get rid of. And then I had an issue with the cooked carbohydrates, which was more like a drug to me. So that's why I ain't even trying to trip out, you know, with all this business. Because to me personally, the cooked carbs, they kept me numb and they kept me asleep. And whenever I would have problems, I would always go to the cooked carbs. Now, because I couldn't go back to the weed, I couldn't go back to the drinking, I couldn't go back to the porn, all those things that I knew were not good. But food, the food trip, you know, you could go and I would have all this stress, and then I'd go get like 3 baked potatoes with salsa and avocado and sea salt, and I'd eat that, and then it would just numb me out. But I don't do that anymore. I just stay with it. I stay with my feelings because that's what helps me to grow and evolve and change. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to get into it with you for a minute to celebrate 175,000 subscribers. I just want to tell everyone that I love you, you know, period. That's what I'm here to do, is to love people, but mostly to love myself. Did you know that? Because at the end of the day, of course, I want to have a thriving business. I want, and I'm just going to say it in a different way so you can learn something if you want to. I am experiencing thriving in my business. I'm in an abundant state of abundance right now, okay? Also, I am in a state of thriving health, and it's getting better. So let's say like that. My business is thriving. I'm living in a state of abundance, and it's getting better and better every day. I'm going to start making some meditation videos here on the YouTube here so we can get those positive self statements into the back of your unconscious mind. And so I'm also saying to you, I am living in a state of radiant health, and it gets better and better every day. Can I get an amen? You have to speak the words of blessings over your life, or you're just not going to be, you're going to be down in the whole dumps of the whole thing of the mental programming of your parents. You saw your parents fighting. They were arguing about money. They were talking about that. You're stupid. You're too fat. You're too skinny. Whatever. All that crap, it's just got to go. And you can do that by, number one, becoming aware of those unconscious programs. How do you do that? Well, you look at your life. You know what I'm saying? 95% of what's going on in your brain is from the unconscious. Look at your life, look where you're unsatisfied, and realize that's your unconscious programming at work. Now you go to work reprogramming your mind by getting into a theta state of meditation. You got your little goals, and you repeat those things over and over, and you pound those in because you've got the conscious, and you can do that, and that's facing and going and staying focused. You have to do that too, because that keeps the blood at the front of the frontal lobe and keeps your happiness really high, because when these frontal lobes are activated as a human being, that's when you're going to have the best experience, when you're focused on something. If you drop back into the old patterns, you're just going to be repeating the old stuff. Oh, we're struggling to pay our bills. Oh, I can't seem to make this relationship any better. Oh, my health is terrible. I just overate too many donuts. You're going to get back into those programs, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the discipline to eat better. That's a lot of crap. It's not discipline. It's just more self-love and reprogramming your unconscious mind. And there's many ways to do that. I won't get into it too much on this video, but I am going to try to bring my own sense to it. I don't know how I'm going to get the music, and then I'll use my soothing voice to help people to maximize their potential in life, just by doing the self-talk statements. That's something that I've got planned, because it's a great way to help. You know, these food videos and stuff like that, and philosophy is really great, but actually to have tools that you can use to reprogram your mind so that your life can be what you want it to be. If there's one thing, it takes me 30 minutes to tell you, okay, that takes me 30 minutes to tell you this, okay, that you can go from where you are and you can go to where you want to be. I know that because I know where I was and I know where I am, and I can see where I'm going. If this thing continues to grow in my heart and my mind, it's going to be real big, and it's going to feel real good to be so full of that light, so full of that life that I'm committed to. And I just live this life to be an example for you, I hope, through this YouTube medium that I was blessed with. I had no idea what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I just keep doing it, And a lot of people say, hey, that was cool. So if it's an opportunity for me to just make this world a better place in my own way, I'm going to put that creativity out there. I'm going to share my philosophy, my experiences, my recipes, my hopes, my dreams, my desires. And I hope that that transmits into you and goes into your heart so that you can know that with a little bit of effort and a whole lot of faith, because there's two things that I've been thinking about. There's two things that DTM's got. These are my favorite qualities about myself. I love about myself that I have unshakable, unbreakable faith. Nothing can take away my faith. And I have an unbreakable, unshakable persistence. When I want what I want, when I went to say go 100% raw, it was not easy. You're dealing with a lifetime of addiction personalities. Now I'm addicted to raw foods, orthorexia. Oh no, look out. No, I knew for me that this was the way to eat the day that I read that book. It made more sense to me than anything else, and to this very day, eating all raw foods is still the single thing that makes more logical, rational, and experiential success than anything else, because I've been back and forth on the cooked, on the raw, and now very moderate in my eating, but also focusing on nutrient density. Nutrient density, nuts and seeds soaked and culturized. Nutrient density, foods like kale, ginger for medicine, lemon for medicine, grapes for medicine, fruits and herbs and nuts and seeds, medicine. Genesis 1:29. Very, very logical, reasonable, rational approach to living, eating, and diet. I have no interest in paleo recipes. I have no interest in cooked high carbohydrate recipes. I have no interest in cooked fats or roasted nuts in any way, shape, or form. I don't want heat on my food. I am not going to transform the chemicals in my food and go with this lycopene crap, that it actually makes the lycopene more available. Well, so what? You just lost all the other 200 or 300 phytonutrients just to get more lycopene? That does not make any sense to me at all. I want the electricity, I want the living minerals, I want the living enzymes, I want the living water, I want the living fiber. And as soon as I apply heat past a certain temperature, I ruin all of those amazing qualities of raw foods. So it looks like I'm going to be teaching raw foods. It looks like I'm going to be doing my very best to share with you everything I can about brain and nerve regeneration, also enhancing and illuminating the quality of the cells in your body, so that you, if you want to, if you're interested and you're willing to do what it takes, which is really the big question, because a lot of folk, no offense, I hope you're not one of them, aren't willing to give that stuff up. Don't settle for mediocrity. You are a champion. You are a bright light waiting to shine, a beacon of light in your community to change your family, to change your friends, not by forcing any of this on them, but by becoming the absolute most best radiant person you can be. And for me, one of the keys was raw living foods, but not just that, it was the cultivation of self-love. Okay? And I was programmed somewhere along the lines of you're not worthy to receive love. So I get 97% love and 3% hate. And what do you think my brain focuses on? So that showed me, dude, wake up, bro. These people love you. Focus on that. Love yourself. And as I learned to love myself more and more and develop a deep love and relationship and a deep bond with who I really am, then I can receive that love from the YouTube viewers. This is an amazing life. This is an amazing opportunity to grow spiritually. I love being human, even along with all of the challenges that go along. My prayer is that you would experience abundance. My prayer is that you would experience peace. My prayer is that you would be experiencing abundance. Didn't I just say that? My experience is that you would experience joy. My experience is that you would experience joy, huh? My prayer is that you would experience bliss. My prayer is that you would experience harmony. My prayer is that you would sleep well at night. My prayer is that you would be living in a state of high health with yourself. So, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today and share with you today and spend time with you today. You have lit up my heart. You've given me something constructive to do, and I am indebted to you for the rest of this life. And I don't know if I'll serve here on the YouTube, how long that'll last, but it turns out I'm still enjoying myself. I just found that out by making this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you very much. Peace be with you, and goodbye for now.